Hello, everyone. I'm Allison, and welcome to my weekly meltdowns coverage of Big Brother 23. This is the Sunday night filler episode recap, spoiler, finally the final wild card, and everything else that has been happening on the show since Thursday.
I'm like really steady. Okay. Okay. All right, the ball's moving.
Can we talk about how immature Allison is for 2 seconds? I'm sitting giggling every time Ozza says, my balls are deep. My balls are deep. And I'm like, Ozza, stop it. I would have been on the other side.
I mean, it's
my
not
balls
just
getting close to the hole. My balls getting close to the hole.
I feel like Jeff Probst, like in Survivor, is always like, Joe's pole is like super long. Joe's pole is dangling in the air. Joe's balls are balancing and they might drop. Stuff like that. So
it's really hard to drop your balls when your stick is crooked.
True.
Some people have that issue.
I can't speak from experience, but maybe Andrew can weigh in on that.
So in full transparency, I have not watched the episode from tonight yet, so I'm here for more live feed general speculation. I went to a family fun night at church that was in a trampoline park, and I will say it was neither family nor fun. And if you've never been to a trampoline park, they are the epitome of what hell is like, which is kind of ironic that a church basically had a family fun night in what I would consider hell, because it was, I'm chugging water, like I'm winded, I'm tired, I am dead inside and outside.
It's not fun for also little people like me who are feather light, because once the children see how irritated you are with how their jumping is affecting your life, they keep doing it. And then that's when you find yourself shouting things like Santa's not real and God hates you at a church function. Yeah. So that's just my experience. And I can relate, Andrew. I've been in hell too today. My grandson's baby shower is August 21st. I've yet to send out invitations. I have people asking me about it. Okay. Tyler was getting on to me about, this is a generational thing because nobody sends out a paper invitation anymore. I get it. I don't even have an electronic invitation, Tyler. I don't even have that. Well, I'm copy and pasting shit in Facebook Messenger. You got one.
I'm just going to mute myself and let Allison take the floor here because she has a lot to say.
That's it. It's just... let's get it together, people. I'm losing my mind here. I got people to invite from out of town that I know damn well are not coming. So I got to hurry up and get stamps for that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was just telling Allison off air that like my sister and my mom are having these disagreements, because my mom keeps calling me and she's like, well, like the engagement party's on the 28th of this month and they haven't sent out invitations yet. What's the matter with them? And I'm like, Mom, like us millennials just like don't care about paper invites. Like it's just like I don't know why. I feel like I don't either. Anytime like somebody mails me for like a wedding invitation, it always takes me forever to mail it back because I just like always forget about it for whatever reason. Like
Tyler, they are the reason why God invented refrigerator magnets, because I need it on my refrigerator so I can look at it and know that I have been invited to something, because it doesn't happen.
Andrew, well, what do you think about this? This is turning into a therapy session.
Yeah, I will say that Allison's still in the Stone Age, and there are ways nowadays with technology to streamline 99.9% of what you're doing. For example, Bria's birthday party is 2 months from now. I created a Facebook event group, invited my friends list, and moved on with my life. Yeah, Allison, just send me the info. I'll get it done.
You know who doesn't have a lot of problems this week? Brittany. And I just wanted to point out
hold on. I don't know who Brittany is.
I just want to point out, I'm not judging But during the episode, she was so
I
happy.
totally missed that.
She was so happy while unpacking. She pulled out her Ziploc freezer bag size of pills. And I thought, Jesus, that's like me.
Oh my goodness.
And I thought, my God, I can't even get on the show. I have a Ziploc bag like that. That's what I mean. I'm not judging. I'm just saying, wow. Did anybody else see this?
I did not, but apparently Caitlin Weaver did. She said, I'm not judging, but I'm judging.
Hold on, but I still need to know who Brittany is.
She's someone that's been on the block for the past like 500
Brittany.
years.
Okay, I know who Brittany is.
And her Piltini.
Yeah, I want to say hi to everybody in the chat real quick because we've got some questions already. So hey to Sam, Joseph, Romero, Caitlin, Pokemon, Hans. Let's see who else. B-Bean. He's like, Allison's back. Let's see. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Dolores, as always. So hello everybody, welcome to our we kind of like let loose here on the Sunday show. There's
no structure.
There is literally no structure. I will be telling Allison about the house structure because she's had some questions for us about that. But I can't wait to talk about this episode because there was some really good stuff. There's some stuff I feel like I need to have my weekly meltdown about because I was upset at a certain segment. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to get into it all. It's so Andrew, just to catch you up to speed, because like there's been some speculation on the feeds, like what exactly did Claire win in the wild card competition, right? So
yeah, and I heard some, but I'm curious to see what it actually was. So
yes. So she had the choice. So she could choose safety for her and her whole team, so Kyland and Tiffany, for 1 week, or she can give safety to herself for 2 weeks, aka like when jury starts, basically.
So she would have been safe this week. I feel like you need to be explaining this to me because I was lost. Okay, so she could have been safe this week with her team, or she has 2 weeks of safety and is totally fine with everyone calling her a juror.
Well, everyone is assuming that. Like, so the exact wording, Andrew, was or safety until jury. But all of us are who have watched Big Brother know that jury's probably going to be starting in 2 weeks. So that's what we all assume. But yeah. So of course Claire chose that's not even a choice to me. We can break that down if you guys want. But
I think she made the right choice. But I do have a problem.
Well, what else is there?
Listen, I've had all 3 of my medications today, so y'all are really lucky. Here's the thing. I don't like people referring to her as, hey, juror, when she walks in the room. I think that's kind of crappy, although I get it. But when it's coming from people like Alyssa, I don't like it.
Yeah, it's a way to I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just a weird hey teammate.
So
it's weird.
When I originally heard this speculation, and I heard that I heard Claire was good through jury. That's the rumor that I had heard from the beginning. I didn't know exactly what she had to give up. I had heard she had to give up her vote at one point in time. But that's obviously not true, and I heard different things. But I immediately went to pairs, golden key, right? That's what this is.
Yeah.
In an aspect, except I guess Claire still can compete, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess when Danny Donato got her golden key week 1 after Dick Donato left, she couldn't compete. I think she could vote.
She could, yes, she could vote, but she couldn't compete. She couldn't
compete
have
at
any
anything.
power. It reminds me more of Netta from BB Can 5, when she won that fan vote to be safe until jury. But that was 4 weeks. And Netta was still able to compete for HOH and vote and things like that. So that's what it reminds me of. But 2 weeks is a lot more reasonable than 4 or 5 weeks or whatever the hell it was. But
so here's my question on this, Tyler, Allison, both of you. How is this and her going for this comparable to Frenchie turning down the premiere night wild card? Because it was 2 weeks of safety, right? It was HOH plus safety for a week. So what do you think the comparison between the two specifically in this situation is?
Because the difference is this go round, she would be safe 1 week or safe 2 weeks. With Frenchie, it was either safety for 2 weeks or nothing.
Yeah.
So
here's my take on that though is Frenchie knew no information, right? Like this was night 1, night 0, when Claire kind of knew something. So what is Claire seeing that didn't make her feel safe next week that made her start to go down this path is kind of where my head was at. Because I feel like for the most part, Claire's pretty middle safe. Like maybe 1 or 2 people would try to take a move, but I feel like she could spin it. So what was her thought process in not giving her team safety versus this?
Yeah, I'd like to think it's because she
got into these.
and let me preface, Tyler, before you start. I don't hate the decision.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to figure out where the decision came from.
Yeah. I think that like Claire understands that like Kyland and Tiffany are 2 of the most like well-positioned people in the house. And like we know that because she's trying to like actively bury Kyland's position in this game. So like she understands that, like they are well protected. She's like, they don't need safety. Like I would rather give more safety to myself. And I also feel like it kind of loosens the perception of like the teams have to stay together, like they're really fighting for each other rather than just themselves. I have to assume that she knows that the twist is ending pretty soon because people aren't eligible to like compete for the wild card now. So that's my thought process.
It's like when people make that decision, it can come off as, oh, so she thinks she's, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
Christian very quickly said like, everybody would have taken that prize, right? Didn't he say something like that? And everybody agreed. They were like, nobody like thinks twice about like you taking safety for yourself over your team.
So,
I would have been salty about it if I were on her team because that's just how I roll. I would not have been in the storage room jumping up and down with her and Tiffany and Kyland. I do think it was funny that Brittany interrupted rolling her suitcase. Boy, she was happy. And I'm sitting here thinking, you're nuts. You could still go on the block. You better roll that shit back up in your room.
So my follow-up on that is, was this always the week 4 wild card twist? Or did production go, oh crap, nobody's taking safety from our wild card, so we have to give 2 options for safety.
I have an answer.
To actually be able to implement some form of safety within this twist.
I have an answer and I'm going to show it to you.
I can't wait.
This is why CBS did this, because of my draft. They know how much they charge me for Paramount Plus. And if I hear watch live feeds for free one more time during the show, I'm going to flip a table.
Yeah, I can confirm this is true. Allison Grodner reached out to me personally and was like, listen, like, we need to protect Claire for Allison's team before she like goes postal on everybody. So what can we do here, Tyler? Claire's guaranteed to play this week in the wild card. Like, just give me something. Give me something that Claire will actually take.
I'm already on the edge.
That safety has been guaranteed with whichever option you go, right? It's the first week where there was a prize, whichever week you went, it was just a different risk or reward. So that I found that interesting in the aspect of, was that always the plan, or was production like, okay, we need one of these safeties to actually happen? There we go.
Yeah, right.
Well, okay, so we have Christian Thursday, he won the HOH, and I was at home in and out of, I'll be honest with you, I was so tired because I've had some medical stuff going on, but I was really tired and I was watching it and I was so yawn-fest when he won. I was not ecstatic. And I thought, what are he and Alyssa going to do? Because they even said it in the episode tonight. This is not a 1-person HOH. This is a 2-person HOH. And I thought, this is going to be so boring. I don't even care. I'll be honest with you. I haven't really looked at the live feeds because I have zero interest in watching those 2 make out while in the HOH room. But anyway, so he wins HOH and we have the wild card. Claire wins. And then they have this conversation about Sarah Beth is gunning for Hannah. And she's not wrong because Hannah is low key good. Whitney is just, I don't know what she's doing on the fees. I don't know what it is about her. Why do her extensions have to be brought up all the time is what I want. I used to have extensions a long time ago, and I love my extensions. But, I mean, they keep calling her the W. What is that about? When did we start? Because I would be called the A. Probably the A-hole. If we
no,
of course.
No. I wouldn't. Like if I were in that house with you, I would never contribute to
Tyler,
that.
you would say there's more than one person in this house named A. So let's just refer to Allison as A-hole. And everyone will be like, okay.
Yes, okay. That's fair. That's fair.
So we have Hannah and now we have Hannah and Whitney on the block. Derek, who everyone is sleeping on, Derek F. Less than enthused during the wild card music being played. Less than enthused about everything. I am he reminds me of my cat, Finley, just pissed off in the corner, glaring. Finley just needs sunglasses. But y'all are a
disservice to Finley.
Finley. I feel it. I feel the Derek F is Derek Finley. That's how I'm going to start referring to him as Derek Finley.
Here's, and I'm trying to think of the polite way to say this.
Why you're on this? Why? When are we ever polite on this show?
I got glad
of squishing my cat's balls a week ago.
I am glad that there was more LGBTQ representation this season than just Derek F. Because if he was the only representation, it would be a lot of just, I'm glad that Kyland's there. I'm glad that Sarah Beth's there because if that was the only representation for that community, it would be pointless. I also want to go back real quick to the HOH competition, Allison, that you mentioned just a minute ago. What's funny about that whole thing to me is Sarah Beth's pushing. The only reason Christian won that competition is the work Sarah Beth did in that competition, right? Like Sarah Beth owned that puzzle comp for most of it. And I think that's the reason that they won. So the fact that he's still taking it as his, it was a team effort. And like I said, Sarah Beth did the work in that competition.
Well, you don't think the prison fighter braids didn't give Christian more aerodynamic flight to the button? Make him go faster? Because I'm on a tangent, and I've heard this from friends of mine that are fighting braids. When women in prison about to fight, they braid their hair like that. And Whitney's been doing it. Christian's been doing it. People putting the braids in, and you move faster, and there's less to grab. I personally can't do it right now because I have the Dutch boy penis haircut. But it's
Stop
coming.
It. Your hair looks beautiful, Allison. Your hair looks beautiful. You even got some comments in the chat saying how beautiful your hair looks.
Thank you.
Can I rant about Derek F now?
I'm ready. I'm ready for it because I think I made a good point on that, and I'm ready.
You did, and I want to go back to that because, like, Allison, like, this is your intervention.
Like, this one? How many?
The standing of Derek F. It cannot be, and I will explain every reason why. So, like, we open the show tonight, right, with him super emotional. He didn't win HOH, and what does he do? He goes to the yacht room with Azah and just pouts.
I don't get any of it. I don't get the hate. I don't get any of it.
He doesn't do like that segment with him in the HOH room tonight was like literally the first time I have seen him in the HOH room. He just like doesn't game at all. And then he says like, I'm letting Azah compete in the wild card because I know I can't beat Whitney. Like, since when is Whitney any kind of like competition threat? And all the competitions have been very like even, like physically and everything like that. I just feel like he's just like revisionist history. Like, he thinks that he has earned $750,000 by like just sitting in that back room by himself, like literally all day long. And I just like, I agree with you, Andrew. Like, I love the LGBT representation, but like Derek F is just not it.
If this was last season and he's your only person to compete, like follow Big Brother status quo, one LGBTQ representative, the LGBTQ community is pissed because there is no representation.
Yeah,
he's just sitting there.
And I love that the episode, like, directly right after Derek F is like pouting in that back room, they show Derek X. He immediately goes into the bathroom and starts reassuring Christian, oh, like, royal flush all the way. This is going to the end. Like, that is what you need to do when your back is up against the wall, is pucker up, kiss up to the HOH, like, really reassure them, like, yes, like, the alliance that I'm in with you, that is the one that we are riding to the end, like, 1,000%. Even if you have to go back on it next week, but, like, do something. And Derek F does literally nothing in this house.
He doesn't have to do anything.
He can't even vote in the diary room, right?
Hey, like he's the first person that's ever said I vote. How that's
3 weeks in a row.
I just caught it this past week because even Julie Chen stopped, and even I was like, Evo. Chris never watches Big Brother with me. He watched this week, like we watched Wednesday night, the Bowl Arena, and we were laughing so hard at Brent falling because I live for people busting their ass. That's just how I am. If you hurt yourself falling or something, I think it's hilarious. Sorry, not sorry. I said it. And he was watching it, and Chris just goes, "Is that a special way of saying you're voting someone out, i.e. vote?" I said, no, it's not. I don't even know what that, and I went back and I rewound it and I thought I heard Ozza say it, but she didn't. He was the only
another
one.
letdown for me. I'll be honest with you.
I would agree.
It's crazy. Like, all of us preseason said that, like, Ozza's going to be this, like, amazing player. And then we also said Tiffany's going to be, like, the first one out. She's going to play too emotionally. I feel like we have, like, flipped at, like, our perceptions of them.
What does she do in the wild card? Because I'm so disinterested in really Ozza at this point. Okay, no, can I be honest with you?
Yes.
That, and I'm too busy giggling over all of the balls comments that I'm not paying attention to anything anybody's doing except saying balls.
And as much as I want to love and cheer for the cookout, it's the Ozzas and Derek's that are making that hard to do because I don't want that to be end game, right? Like, I don't want that to be end game.
But it's a very clearly, like, Derek F and Ozza are, like, number 6 and 5 in the cookout. Like, it's, like, very clear to me.
Yeah, but they've got to save Hannah this week because we've got the tide turning, and I'm sure we'll talk about that a little later on. But I don't think this vote this week is 100% a lock.
Totally not.
Do you know what I would have said during the competition? Do you want to know what I would have said during the competition? I think there's something wrong with my balls. They're not smooth enough.
Well, so I will say that I got a new fridge that makes ice balls that are in my water.
Oh.
That is fancy. I had to buy, like, my sister's fiance, like, a $20 like ball ice cube maker for cocktails. So that's a good
ice in the bottom. It's a new fridge.
Drinking his ice balls.
Interesting. They just got a new fridge and freezer too. I should have sent them that so that they could enjoy their frozen balls all day, every day.
Exactly. They're great over a glass of whiskey.
Oh, Allison, one more point about Derek F. Sorry, I have this in my notes. He ruined Brent's blindside last week. He told Brent
on, happens.
Wednesday. We were so excited that we were gonna have, like, Rachel from Big Brother 20 like level of, like, blindside because Brent thought he had, like, all 11 votes, like, secured for him. And Derek F. on Wednesday is like, listen, I'm just gonna tell you man to man, I don't think you have the votes this week.
Here's the thing. Did he really ruin it, though? Because even when he went out and he was talking to Julie Chen, it still wasn't making any damn sense. He was sitting out there just, well, it's just my body's so intimidating and everybody just thinks that I don't have a brain.
He did mention in an exit interview that he is prepared to come back for All Stars.
My good looks is a distraction.
They brought back David. That's all I'm going to say, Tyler. Like,
they'll bring him back. And here's the thing. Like, even then, I felt like he didn't believe it because he's the mastermind. He's the puppeteers. He was saying it was an eye. And I just don't think, like, I saw that. I also saw many people last week not looking around before they were running their mouths.
Yeah.
And that guy just pops up like a spider. How many freaking times do I have to say it in Big Brother? If it's about to go down and you're about to talk some serious game shit, it takes 2 seconds. 1, 2. Okay, that person's not around.
I'll do you one even further, Allison. Like, so on the feeds that Wednesday night, so like,
believe it.
So after Derek F like spills the beans to Brent, later that night Xavier like talks to the cams in his HOH room by himself. And he's like, guys, I can't believe it. Like, I got Brent out of this game. He was a huge target for me, and this is really gonna open it up. And then he looks in the bathroom. Brent is in the bathroom. He's like, "Oh, sorry, man." He's like, "It's all good," and walks out.
He still doesn't believe it. That is the thing. You could look Brent in the face and go, "You're going home. Everyone is voting. It's going to be 11-0," and he'd still be like, "I know I look stupid, and I have an amazing physique." And that would be the end of the conversation. It's just like, I know what you're talking about, but I slipped up. I'm not a good liar, and I slip up when I try to lie, and I just don't even freaking do it anymore because nobody has to bust me. I do it myself. So poor you just will not leave Derek F alone. He even voices some game tonight in the HOH room, and it's still not enough.
All he did was echo what Christian wanted to hear.
But it was gameplay.
No, it was not gameplay.
It was gameplay.
It was, let me read a book to you for 3 minutes and tell you.
He's in the bottom. I can't wait till he's giving his speech and wins.
I just want to share this with you, Allison, because this is not a Tyler thing. This is a what everybody thinks thing. So this is Joker's updates where they rank the house guests on their favorite every day. So look at today. Derek F is at the bottom. Yesterday, the day before that. See, he's like all the way down at the bottom for like this whole thing. So it's not just me. I'm not just like personally hating on. Oh, that's my email. I'm not just hating on Derek F as a person. He's just not doing it in the Big Brother house. It's
I get it. Listen. I gotta pick somebody because all I got is Claire now.
I was gonna say you should pick Claire.
I got nothing
right now.
I got nothing to go on. I've got the world's worst draft. Do we have a Christy update, Tyler? Can we pull up her cameo? Pull up her cameo real quick. I need a Christy update.
Sure.
The other day, a few weeks ago, when Rory was on the show, we figured out that Claire replaced Christy because she has COVID. And Christy has a cameo, and she was charging $100, but you had to wait 5 days to get your video. And I'm still stunned. So I just want to know if it's still...
It's going to take me a little bit to find her because she's not coming up with the Big Brother Christy. And I don't know her last name because why would I?
It begins with a V.
Oh, wait, here it is.
It begins with an R. I'm on it.
So she is $75.
Oh, so we've gone down 15. How long do we have to wait? How many reviews are there?
Still 5 days. Still only 2 reviews, both from
Jeff.
This guy Jeff. So
which were awesome.
That's the
and that is Probst. So be prepared for Christy in Survivor 43.
I was gonna say I think I said on the show last week that it was Jeff, Big Jeff from Big Brother 11 and 13.
Listen, nobody's gonna pay $5 for a cameo from me.
I would pay $5 for a cameo.
I think someone would pay.
I would.
And I wouldn't make you wait 5 days. I'd make you wait 2 weeks.
But if I gave you $5 for the cameo, I would have to give you the script and make you say exactly what it would be. It would be you saying nothing but lovely things about me and Tyler for 5 minutes.
Oh, it's going to cost more than $5, and I'm going to have a therapy session before with my Zoom with my therapist, so that's going to be included in the cost.
Perfect.
But all in all, so
that brings up a good point.
Okay.
Christy for Big Brother All Stars 3.
No.
It's going to be another 14
They're
years.
never doing another Big Brother All-Stars because Big Brother 22 sucked so much dick.
But if we put David in it, why can't Christy get that?
Because she didn't
Or
even
we
make
do
it
that.
to
We do that
air.
first.
No.
We do that first night boot season with Jody and Christy and Cameron.
didn't
Guys,
even make it
Jody
the first
spent more
night.
time in the Big Brother house than she did.
Oh,
Okay, sorry. I go
Listen.
off track.
oh, you go off track. Jesus. Listen, we're going to get into some spoilers. So I don't have a spoiler, but they did rip me off Wednesday night with my bling, bling, bling. I don't know if anybody noticed that during Wednesday's show.
Wait, what? Oh yeah, the air horn.
I don't know. This is the spoiler segment of the show, and Allison's got to go. I don't know what that means, but you know.
Okay, are you ready for spoilers?
Are we ready for spoilers?
Yes. Okay. Cool. All right. People have dipped out if they do not like
Nobody
spoilers.
dipped out. If you're
They've
listening
dipped
to
out
us,
already.
still watching.
Please.
Yeah. Okay. So Christian won veto. Shocker of the century, right? I'm telling you guys, Christian is a huge physical threat to win this game. Like to just like Tyler Kurtzman, Casey, like win out the whole thing. And it really scares me for like the enjoyment of this season.
Who has him?
Let me change that enjoyment for you. I am 95% sure that endurance is on Thursday.
Yes.
And Alyssa has a damn good shot at a wall comp.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, so Julie said that it will be endurance this upcoming Thursday.
Oh, she did say that?
Mm-hmm. And so the teams are no more as well. So it is good that like Christian is not going to be competing for that endurance competition. But I kind of feel like with Hannah's back being so up against the wall, right? And she's like a littler female, which tends to do well in these endurance competitions. I really feel like it's going to come down to Brittany versus Hannah in the, like, say it's like a wall comp. Couldn't you see both of those two people doing very well?
I can see Alyssa doing well too, though. I can't count Alyssa out on that. Which would be gross to have a Christian followed by an Alyssa. That would be disgusting.
Nobody wants to deal with that. Like, I'm so over Alyssa and Christian. Look, Frenchie called it in the beginning. Freaking everybody call it. Like, Deb was in the chat calling it out first week. I mean, this has got to be split up because what's going to happen is he's going to drag her ass to the final three. And if one of them wins, that final HOH, it's going to be between the two of them, and that's it.
Yeah. And what's frustrating to Alyssa, Allison, is that Hannah is the number one person spearheading, like, that they have to go. They're a huge threat. And like Christian like cannot see it. And he still wants like Whitney to be the target this week. I can't. Yeah.
I was laughing so hard watching RHAP's recap the other night, and he was talking about how they're too busy making out under that napkin size blanket on the bed. When Xavier, do you know what I would do if I walked in and two people were? I'd be like, if it were my son, y'all better get out. There is no reason for a blanket to be involved in this. Whenever my son and his girlfriends would try to watch TV with a blanket, I'd be, is it cold in here? It's not cold in here. I know it's not because I set the thermostat to 78 so it would be hot. So there'd be no reason for a blanket.
See, my dad would just grab 2 blankets.
Would he? Listen, I'm lucky I'm just becoming a grandma now because listen,
there were some close calls.
Just get my son on how it was brutal.
I do think this will be a good endurance comp. I don't think this is a quick one. I don't think this is a 30-minuter. I think we're in for a night on this endurance comp.
Especially if like Hannah and Alyssa are like really gunning for each other. Like, I feel like as long as the other person is in the comp still, they're going to hang on for dear life for this competition.
Don't you dare sleep on Derek F.
Derek F is going to hold on to that wall. Let me tell you something. If he wins this HOH, you got no idea. And
now,
I'm living for him.
If I'm Claire, I'm dropping early. Like, there's no reason for Claire to win this.
Yeah, agreed.
No reason.
No reason. And I am living for a Brittany HOH.
That would be fun. Honestly, that would
it.
shake up the house dynamic in a huge way.
HOH-itis?
Oh, she would absolutely have
Do you think
HOH-itis.
so?
Like she would like it would really come down to like who plays Brittany the best that week. Honestly,
It would
like
be Derek F and Ozza running the week.
You
Yeah.
know what? It probably would be, and she would think it's totally her.
yeah. Oh yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I just really because
And
she knows
the
karate, she can hold on to that wall.
Yeah, she's got
the
a point, though.
nomination ceremony would be a Broadway number.
Mhm.
The veto ceremony would be a country song.
Oh my god!
You forgot TikTok dance.
TikTok.
What is-
M. Jones's comment. I'd love to see a Tiffany win. I don't think it'll happen.
Yeah.
I don't think Tiffany really wants to win.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Tiffany's in a position where she needs to win right now. And Tiffany doesn't want that direct. Tiffany's letting other people do her dirty work, which is great. It's working great. But the minute she has to pick up that power and draw that line, it's going to be bad for Tiffany's game.
Here's the thing, though, like, and so we can start talking about like where like the state of the house is and stuff like that. But like, Sarah Beth has like really tanked her game this week.
I agree.
She has really spent a lot of social capital on like it has to be Hannah. It has to be Hannah when it isn't her HOH week. And it's really rubbing people the wrong way. And she's like, she doesn't understand that like this is not going to happen because the cookout is a thing, and that's something that Sarah Beth is not a part of. She's only a part of the Royal Flush, so she's only in tune with about like half of like the big alliance structures this season. And if you don't have the whole house figured out, like you can't be like really pushing for something super hard when like honestly like it's still so early to like really just like rub people the wrong way. And is, you know, as M. Jones said, like, I think it is in Tiffany's best interest to win because she identifies that Kyland is like the next biggest player in this house besides Tiffany. And who is Kyland's closest ally? Sarah Beth. Sarah Beth is like, her and Kyland are like this, and it scares the shit out of Tiffany. And because that is like his link to like that whole King's Alliance. I was telling Allison, like the team's dynamic has really played such an integral role in like the alliance structures this season. It's why like the Tiffany and Kyland and Claire's of the world insets are like in like the majority group, and it's why like Hannah's on the outs. It's why Ozza and Derek F like they had the Frenchie curse. Honestly, they were on the same team as Frenchie, and it's like it's put them in a really shitty position. They don't understand that that's why, but.
I'm going to throw another scenario into this wall comp endurance comp.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's where I'm going to say. Derek X is somebody not to sleep on too. And if he needs to protect Hannah, I think to an event that he would stay on that thing for quite a bit to be able to do that also. So even if Hannah falls, Derek X has another life, or she has another lifeline in Derek X when Alyssa doesn't in Christian because Christian can't compete.
Totally. And I think he could win this endurance competition as 100%. Well. Yeah. So that's very much so a possibility, and it'll be exciting to see like Alyssa and Christian really kiss up to him and say like, listen, we kept you off the block this week, when like it really easily could have been you and Hannah. But I feel like Hannah's going to have more of the influence with Derek X and say, listen, they took the shot at me first. Like they are a showmance in this house. Christian's winning all the competitions. The Kings still have all 4 members like going into the jury. Like how is that not the biggest threat in the house? Like she doesn't even need to think about it on like a personal level, right? Like it is totally like game reasons, like 1000% that like those two have to be put up next week.
You know who's doing great jury management who's already started doing great jury management? Derek F. And I'm going to say this because whenever someone is upset, especially someone on the block or whatever, and this is not a joke, he does swoop in and act concerned. And if he does make it farther and he ends up being in that final 2, that is going to be because people will always remember how you treated them.
Totally. Now I have a comparison, like a direct comparison for you, Allison. So like I agree that is one thing that Derek X is doing well, is like trying to empathize with people that are in tough positions in the house. But I feel like I see Tiffany and Kyland doing that better. And like a good example of that we saw tonight on the show is when Sarah Beth is like really pressing Christian, like like she's literally like slamming the bed, being like, it has to be Hannah that goes this week. And what does Kyland and Tiffany say? They say, listen, Christian, they're the first ones to say this. It's up to you. You are the HOH, like whatever you are comfortable with. And that is such like a hands-off approach, and it puts all the blood on his hands, but it also like makes him feel good about the decision, you know, where like it's really rubbing him the wrong way that Sarah Beth is doing that. So I agree that Derek F is doing that, but I see Tiffany and Kyland doing that as well, while being in the know of like everything going on in the house.
I've seen a lot better jury management this time around before even getting to, I mean, really, we've only had 2 people. Like, who all's been evicted? Frenchie,
Travis, Frenchie, and Brent, and then
guy.
Whitney on Thursday.
I keep forgetting about Travis. Hey, is Frenchie back on social media yet? I keep hearing he's deactivated. I'm just curious.
He is fighting with a lot of people on Twitter.
Oh, Jesus.
So, word to the wise for anybody that gets on Big Brother, like, just don't argue with people online. I've learned it just from this show. You know what I mean? Like, imagine having like millions of people watching. Like, you know, you don't have to be the hero of the story. Like, just, you know, they don't pay your bills. You don't know these people. Like,
Adrian, I don't think it's a slip and slide comp. They already did something semi-similar, and it's too early for that.
That's true.
Oh, wait, James Maslow is coming on soon.
Yes, I like the Celebrity Big Brother people coming.
That's Chris. He was on with us last week. But okay. we were being goofy. I don't know. I think so we won't know if Christian is going to use the veto. He's not.
I think it's tomorrow. As of now, he's not.
He's not.
I know that like there's some talk about him using it and putting Derek X up, but like I don't personally see that happening. No. I like Whitney is like on the outs in like every way. She's not in any like majority alliance structure, and like yeah, you can consider her like weak, but like and like keep her around for like GOAT potential. But I don't know. I just I think Whitney is just not really fitting in with the house guests, and they're ready to see her go.
She's definitely on her way out. So that's like fine.
80%.
I don't have a problem with that. Yeah. I don't want to see Hannah go either. But as I was saying in our little chat, that I think Hannah is the bigger threat.
Totally.
100%. Whitney is just she's curling her extensions, man. She's wearing the bra t-shirt. Okay, that's another. I'm glad Derek said something about that, because I've never in my life. Can you imagine if I wore something like that? I've seen them. They sell them at like American Eagle and stuff. That's all it is in the Gap. It is a half sweatshirt that stops right here, and you wear a sports bra under it. Okay. And I wouldn't. I probably, if they had asked
Andrew's
me,
looking it up right now.
No, I'm looking for something else that I want.
If they had asked me if I would have worn it, I would have been like, hell yeah, I'll put it on right now. Whitney, give it to me, and you will see what you ordered and what you got.
I can't find it. There is a great Twitter out there, and
is it Incorrect BB Updates?
Yes. If you are not following Incorrect
BB Updates, what is this? Is this on the Twitters?
It's on the Twitters, and so they are basically tweeting. Like, let me see some of these. They're so good. I'm glad you said that. That's what it was. I gotta find a couple of them. Keep talking. There was one I saw last week that was so podcasting. Good. I know, it's so good, but there was one that was really good.
I went to Walmart today and bought cat food and almost got hit.
So 4 days ago, it tweeted Tiffany and Kyland kissing in the Have Night room on cams, and I'm just flipping through, and I'm like, not seeing who tweeted it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the? Trying to throw it on my computer.
That is my exact reaction whenever like they show up in my timeline, because it just like blends in with all the other like Twitter Big Brother updates, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck?
What's it called?
Incorrect BB updates, I think.
Oh my God.
You should follow it. It's a good follow.
Frenchie lasted more than 2 hours on Twitter. Frenchie in interviews admitted that he's actually 52 years old. Christian and Alyssa caught making out in the storage room garbage can.
I believe it.
I mean, it's
They
great.
are a garbage can.
Yeah.
Incorrect BB updates. Despite not playing, Derek X has won the power of veto. Like, it's great. So if you're not following incorrect BB updates, you need to follow them. It is fantastic. But make sure when you read something, you check the source before you run to the feeds.
Yeah, because if you hadn't told me that, I would have thought it was all real, and I would have been like,
and
what?
It looks like Big Brother Network or Hamster Watch or somebody else doing the updates. I mean, it's pretty legit. It's fun though.
Yeah, of course.
So just what I'm going to say, Thursday night's going to come. I think Whitney's going to go 100%. It's going to be an endurance comp. It's going to be, I think, the wall comp. I think it's going to come down to Derek F and Brittany. Okay, I really do. I think that Derek F might even wear the tutu during the competition. It could happen.
Could happen. How exciting would it be, though, if it came down to Hannah versus Alyssa?
That'd be great. It'd be great TV.
You know what I would love? I would love if that happened, and then like they told the other castmates, like, all right, guys, like go in the living room for a second, like we need to like hash it out. And they say, like, listen, the teams are no more. We are the two in like a showmance-y type of pair. We need to stick together, make an alliance of Hannah, Derek X, Christian, and Alyssa, and just run the game from there.
I don't think they should tell them that the teams are done until after the competition is over, to be honest with you.
Hold on. I don't give a shit. You tell me to go in and sit in the living room so I can strike a deal. I'm sitting my happy ass outside and not going anywhere. I'm not going to open up that floor to happen, Tyler.
Well, I mean, deals always happen once it's down to like two people.
Correct, but not a deal that's not the beauty of those deals are they are normally heard by everyone in the backyard. I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh yeah, you want me to go inside so you can make a plan to keep you safe and keep my ass vulnerable? No, it's not happening. I mean, yes, your dreamland scenario is great in that respect. It would be a great conversation to happen, but there is no way all these people are going to happy ass march into the living room and let these two people have a conversation. It's just not going to happen.
See, Andrew, I think you would win the wall comp because you know that you're going to fall on a trampoline.
There would be many comps in BB I would be good at. Endurance is not one of them, and it's not okay. Let me preface this. It's not because I'm not good at endurance, like I can do endurance pretty well. I get too damn bored. I can't just sit there and not move for 4 hours. My ADD focus will not allow me to do that. I would be the guy that's sitting up there going 99 bottles of beer on the wall, 99 bottles of beer.
The Christian from Survivor David versus Goliath. Remember how he like annoyed Alec for like 6 hours on that endurance? That could be you, Andrew. So like if that's your shtick, like play it up to like annoy the fuck out of people. To like,
I just am too, and it's not me trying to annoy anybody. It's me trying to keep my own sanity because I'm going to go bored. I can't sit still. I just can't do. That's my endurance weakness.
Don't do 99 bottles of beer on the wall. You just start 750,000 bottles of beer on the wall. 750,000 bottles of beer.
750,000.
Pass it around.
750,000 minutes Derek F has sat in the yacht room. 750,000 minutes Derek F has sat there.
Start random shit.
I'm just worried about if it is a wall comp, like somebody just needs to tell Brittany like don't do a TikTok dance because then she'll I could see her like forgetting to like hang on and then she goes like.
She will be the one that tries to annoy people, though, and tries to get people up. And I also, token Brittany, I could see, Julie Chen goes, okay, And as we leave the episode tonight, let's check in on the house guests in the backyard. And Brittany's like, all right, guys, if you all fall, I'll keep you safe all week long. Like, let's
just
strike a
nominate
deal
myself.
like 2 minutes into this competition.
Well, you left out the part where Julie says some like proverb. Like she needs to say
Wear
something
my
like,
black belt.
remember to always lead with kindness and patience. And then it cuts to like Brittany rapping on the wall.
Trying to make it. She's making a rap. If you fall, I'll keep you safe. Just let me win so I can see my bays. Like, that's what she's going to be doing.
No, it is. Julie Chen is going to have some biblical passage, and it's going to be kind and love one another, Jesus. And it's going to cut to Brittany going, y'all better watch your asses because I ain't going anywhere, and all y'all motherfuckers are going up. It's like the total opposite.
That's all I want. That's all I'm asking for after how boring last year was.
And I will say that Thursday night will be a fun night. That we will be, but don't not tune into us because we will have it up and still be covering it as we're talking.
Yes.
And that's when it's more fun. Live feed competitions and endurance competitions are best when you watch them in groups.
Yes,
So come hang out
agree.
with us Thursday night. We will still have it on our feeds. Usually when we do that, there's 3 people talking and one of us are kind of giving updates as we're watching the comp. So please still tune in.
We have a special guest. Who's our special guest?
So our patron Brandon Wu will be joining us on Thursday. I won't be here because I just booked an elopement on Thursday, and so it's in Atlantic City, so I'll be like traveling back from that. But I will be like watching along. So if
you won't. Let's just be real. No.
Come on, give me more credit than that. I will be the one in the chat updating like who has followed.
Yeah.
I don't talk much on those shows because I'm watching it kind of like, all right, this just happened, giving an insight. I live for endurance comps on the live feed.
Yeah,
and
the stakes are high for this endurance competition. Like I can't state that enough. Like it's not going to be like a boring I hope it's not going to be like everybody jumping off like pretty quickly because if Alyssa falls off, like her and Christian are in big trouble. If Hannah falls off, her and Derek X are in big trouble. I can see Azza and Brittany also like feeling like they're in a lot of trouble as well. I can see Tiffany or Kyland wanting to stay in as long as possible because they feel like they need to guide this new section of the game. Like I feel like Act 1 of Big Brother 23 is coming to a close when Whitney goes and the teams are dissolved. And now we're in like a more individual game. Are you making fun of me talking with my hands?
No, but I just had a thought.
Yes.
If Alyssa wins HOH, everyone can have the week off. We're just going to take the week off because whatever.
And I'll also say that there will be, and maybe not this week because of the endurance comp, but then when jury starts the week after that, just be ready because there will be some form of twist still coming back to replace this wildcard comp. Twists are not over.
I'm getting some congrats in the chat. I'm just shooting the elopement. I'm not myself getting married.
You want to know something funny, Tyler? When you told me you were eloping, I thought I was reading, I'm eloping Thursday night. And I'm like,
no,
what?
I'm so sorry. No. I am shooting an elopement. I'm not front and center for this one. Sorry.
So it's going to be
for
me.
This one. For this one.
It's going to be me, Andrew, Beth, and Brandon. We're going to do the show. It's going to be fun. We're going to hang out. We're probably going to run a little bit over just because it's the wall comp and I'm convinced. So it'll be fun.
Adrian says Hannah just promised Alyssa about the Showman's Alliance and basically got Alyssa not to target her next week. There you go. So I guess everybody just needs to listen to me. That's the moral of tonight.
He saw it and now he just brought it up so he could pretend like he had ESPN or some crap.
Welcome to my life, Andrew. Andrew, this is what I do. Wait till Survivor starts. I can't wait for that.
Tyler's watching the feeds and he's like, I bet Claire's going to take safety, blah, 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 blah. Even though we just saw it 2 minutes ago, trying to be like the Big Brother genie.
Well, that's what I like about Big Brother over Survivor. Like, I feel like with Survivor, it's like impossible not to like read into the edit. Where like Big Brother is playing out like totally live. But
bro, hold on. This is the dude that I send him the cast for the challenge, and he's like, I already saw the boot list. I'm like, dude, the cast broke 2 minutes ago.
There's no boot list for Survivor.
No, the challenge.
The challenge.
Oh, well, yeah.
I send this dude the challenge cast, and literally 2 seconds later, he's like, I've already seen the boot list. I know what's going to happen. I'm like, bro,
Have you guys heard the Casey and Nani drama? Speaking of the challenge.
No, tell me. I want to know.
So Casey cheated on her long-term girlfriend with Nani, and so her and Nani are now together.
Wow. There was some little dabbling going on last season.
Interesting.
Which,
but let's be fair. Who has Nani not had challenge?
Right.
Nani's right. And we're not shaming, but it happens. I mean, if where is Johnny Bananas not playing anymore?
He's with Morgan Willett tied up in a house somewhere.
I got things to do.
I could think of worse people to be tied up in a house with, but
y'all, I've been marathoning through Stacy and Darcy, the twins from 90 Day Fiance on TLC. I'm in hell. So
I will say, and this will be my last. Go ahead, Tyler.
I was just gonna say, Cara Maria also has officially announced her retirement from the challenge. But
please.
I think that is totally she's just trying to make it seem like she had any control over the situation. The facts are Polly is a huge QAnon person, and MTV wants nothing to do with it. And Cara is I will not do a challenge season without Polly. So MTV's okay, we're done having you on the season's end. And so Cara is saying now oh, I'm the one who chose to walk away. I've gotten everything I need from the challenge. No, they're just done with you because you're still with Polly, and it's gross.
She doesn't need them. She's selling dildos along with along with Elena Davies. I'm serious. They're selling freaking vibrators
together or
no separate. God, no. I don't need to see that. But no, separately.
I don't mean sexually. I mean in a business adventure.
I don't know.
I'm gonna steer this conversation a little bit. The one thing that I do want to touch base on, and then I am probably gonna take off for the night. Yeah. But there is a new show that I did tell Allison about. It just finished season 1. It is from the same producers of Allison Grodner, Fly on the Wall Entertainment, and Rich Meehan, and it is called Crime Scene Kitchen. And if you have not watched this show yet, it is a blast. Basically, what happens is there are teams of 2 bakers, and they go into a kitchen that has clues in it as to what was baked. So it's like a mix of an escape room, or you have to open the trash can and smell the parchment paper. And they then have 3 hours to recreate the dessert that they think happened in this crime scene kitchen. And guys, it's good. It's fun.
I kind of like that concept.
Is that on Netflix?
It's on Fox. It just hit, but it's not on streaming. But it to me, it reminds me of The Hustler and that aspect of you are involved in the story the whole time, trying to figure out, ooh, are they right? Ooh, are they right? Oh, what was this? It is a really, really cool show, and it is from Grodner and Meehan, which I didn't know that when I started watching it. But it's called Crime Scene Kitchen. It's on Fox. It just finished season 1, so you can stream it. It's one of those that you can throw on while you're doing something else and just kind of watch as you go.
Yeah, but it's Chef Ramsay on it because I really need him to pop up, just start screaming. How stupid are you?
No.
How do you not know that's butter?
Andrew, also, have either of you guys watched The Mole?
I mean, I watched it when it aired, right? It's back on Netflix, and I went through a rewatch starting it, but I watched it back when it started.
Yeah, so I watch it because I don't remember watching it. I feel like I have, but I didn't remember who the mole was. But the exciting thing is Netflix is filming a new season of The Mole in Australia.
Really?
Yeah. So I definitely would love to cover that on this show.
I did not know. I knew they brought back the old episodes, but I did not know that they were producing a new season. That's exciting.
Yeah. And The Mole that's why they have it on Netflix now.
The Mole went from The Mole to Celebrity The Mole, or The Mole Celebrity Edition. I don't know if you knew that, Tyler. There are several celebrity.
I'd rather watch regular people.
The celebrity version was actually really good.
Sorry, go ahead, Allison.
Well, speaking of regular people, Tyler and I are obsessed with the movie I, Tonya.
Yes.
And we are going to watch, we're going to do a little review of it. I don't know when we're going to do it.
Do that.
And I love
so many thoughts on that movie.
Because I grew, I was in high school. I was in the 11th grade when this happened. And
so I would love to interview you about going back in time and like what that was like. I want to save it for when I don't want to like talk about it now because I don't want to like I want anything you tell me to be like my first impression, because I just have so many thoughts about like people just love to like hate on a woman publicly. Even going back to like Salem witch trial days, I feel like Tonya Harding is like the modern version of that.
You need to watch that documentary.
I will.
Her mom is an effing a-hole.
Yeah,
that is not a lie, and that's not a spoiler or anything. But Allison Janney in that movie with the parrot,
good.
So she won an Oscar.
Yeah, rightfully so.
Okay, anyway,
Team
Tonya or Team Nancy Allison? I'm Team Tonya. Screw Nancy Kerrigan. Anyway, guys, anything else?
No, I think that's it. I wish I could be here on Thursday to break down, especially if there's any like last minute drama brewing with this vote, which is very possible. Like,
I will
really,
say this
it's just
is not locked in stone.
No, certainly not. It really just comes down to like how much is the cookout willing to go out on a limb to save Hannah. That's really what it's going to boil down to, whether or not she has the votes to stay this week. And I think like either way, it's going to yield an exciting result. So with that, like I'm happy with how this HOH week, it could have been a lot more boring. I said last week that I felt like it was going to be a snoozer of a week. And I feel like there's at least some like interesting stuff going on. I wish the show would cover more of that interesting strategy stuff, but it is what it is. The feeds are amazing. Like definitely check out like some like updates or like watching the feeds. Just so like I feel like the TV show is only covering like a quarter of the story.
100%.
So yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that pretty much locks it up for this week of My Weekly Meltdown on the YouTube. Please subscribe to My Weekly Meltdown on YouTube. You get a notification when we go live. Also, we are on Apple Podcasts.
Beautiful, Allison.
Did I say it right?
So yes.
We're on Apple Podcasts under My Weekly Meltdown. Leave us a 5-star review, but say more than awesome. Okay, we're not Christy. Okay, please.
And don't leave it 5 days later. Like we want it now.
We want it now. Don't wait 5 days. You're not doing anything. Trust me. I know better. You're watching this. Trust me.
Yeah,
anyway, and become a patron. Patreon.com/myweeklymeltdown. We're going to start doing shows, maybe some giveaways. I'm thinking about doing something called Lunches with Allison, where I just get on in the middle of the day for 30 minutes and just talk about my day. And everyone will love it, because who doesn't want to hear about my day every day or every other day for 30 minutes?
I approve.
And watch what's that show? Kitchen Nightmares?
Crime Scene Kitchen.
Oh, Crime Scene Kitchen on Fox.
I want Tyler to watch it because I want his reaction on it.
Yes.
Okay. I will watch it. It sounds like a good premise.
It's a great premise. I feel like it gets a little repetitive, but it's a good premise.
That's fine. That's totally
and if
perfect.
anyone out there is watching 90 Day Fiancé or Love or Life After Lockup, at me on Twitter at MW_meltdown, because that's my Twitter. Our Twitter. This show's over. Can we run the credits, please? Why are we still why are you allowing me to keep talking?
I thought that's what you always wanted, Allison.
Yes, but not this much.
Yes. All right. We'll see you guys Thursday. All right. Have a good night. Bye.
Well, we will. Tyler won't.
Yes. We as a unit. We'll
Yes.
be back on Thursday. All right. Goodbye.
Good night, guys.